My name is Eden Daniel, and I'm the Vice President and President-elect of Smith County High School FCCLA. I, along with my partner Jordan Gutierrez, led our chapter service project this year for an organization called the Emmanuel House. The Emmanuel House is a nonprofit shelter for women and was first founded June 1st, 2006. There was a large need in our community for women who were released from prison or drug and alcohol programs, left abusive relationships, or were homeless to have somewhere safe to learn life skills and continue their learning. The Emmanuel House has helped many women become productive members of the community. Unfortunately, it was forced to close its doors in 2017 due to the lack of funding. In 2019, the Emmanuel House reopened but faced several challenges. However, in March 2020, the house was hit by its biggest challenge to date, COVID-19. The retired individuals who volunteered to drive the ladies to meetings and doctor's appointments could no longer do so. The women who babysat the children were unable to enter the house due to the governor's executive orders. These orders also made many women take much longer than expected to find employment. 1/3 of the house's budget came from the ladies paying rent. While the rent requirement is very low, it adds up quickly overall when the rent is late. The stress on the women becomes very apparent as they begin to fall behind on their payments and try to play catch up. The Emmanuel House became the recipient of Smith County River City Ball fundraiser, but the ball was postponed until spring 2021. The needs of the house began to pile up. They had more women enrolled in the program than ever. More women were regaining custody of their children, which were now living in the house as well. Physical and monetary donations were at its all-time low. With such a growing need, Jordan and I decided we had to do something to ease their burden.
Our first step in the planning process was to identify concerns. Our main concern was due to COVID and loss of jobs, community support through the financial and physical donations were quickly declining. Our other concern was our and the house safety due to the rising COVID cases in our community. We began setting our goals during the planning process. Our first goal was to have a collection drive at the school for needed items. The house was in always need of trash bag, paper towels, toilet paper, diapers, bathroom cleaner, hand sanitizer, and detergent. Our second goal was to help the mothers of the house make Christmas possible for their children. The next step in the planning process to form the plan. Our plan was to have a collection drive from November 25th until December 18th. I am a member of our soccer team, and Eden is the team manager when they heard how much the Emmanuel House was struggling. They agreed to adopt them for Christmas. We were fortunate enough to also have the help of a member of our rivalry high school softball team who wanted to support our efforts. We then acted, which is the fourth step of the FCCLA planning process. For the month of December, we encouraged and posted daily the needs for the house of social media and around school. We were given a drop-off date by the soccer team head coach. Eden and I arrived at the soccer field on December 9th to pick up the donations. The head coach, being a former police officer, had connections with our community's Shop with the Cops program and placed the 3 oldest children on the list to receive a shopping spree and food from our local Walmart. Eden and I were scheduled to drop off all donations on December 18th, but unfortunately our school was shut down for 2 weeks due to COVID outbreaks among teachers and students.
Jordan and I, along with a representative from the softball team, were finally allowed to enter the house on January 31st. The ladies gathered in their backyard helping us unload a very full van. They didn't care that it was late. The ladies only cared that we didn't forget about them. We spent over an hour loving on babies, playing with the children, and visiting with the ladies, hearing their stories and triumphs through this very difficult time. We knew we had to continue to help these courageous women. On February 12th, the boys soccer team held their fundraiser, Smoking Fresh Boston Butts. Several members of the community purchased one to be donated to the Emmanuel House. Jordan and I made a homemade mac and cheese, seasoned potatoes, and pies. The men's soccer team captain wanted to join us and see why we were so passionate about the Manuel House. They helped us serve food to the ladies and children and helped celebrate the youngest baby in the house's first birthday. We were also able to present them with a financial donation during this time. Later in the month, the director of the board asked me if I would be interested in donating 2 pieces of my original black and white photography to an online auction benefiting the Emmanuel House. I gladly did so and was thrilled to hear that my work, along with several other photographers, helped raise over $3,500. Jordan and I were asked to participate in their next fundraiser, the Taste of the River City, where the local restaurants and churches served their special soups, chilies, and a silent auction. Unfortunately, the Taste of the River was canceled a week before it could take place as local restaurants pulled out. This news hit the house very hard, and Jordan and I began another donation drive called the Power of One. We have challenged our fellow students to bring one of its items to the house necessity list because one person doing one thing can make a huge difference.
The last step of the planning process is to follow up. Eden was selected due to the Emmanuel House New Community Boards of Directors as their youngest member. With her attending monthly meetings, actively working, and the other board members, she has been creating more ideas for future fundraisers. One of her ideas include a future 5K race, which can either be run in person or virtually. She and I have also been asked to participate in the River City Ball representing our local chapter. Member of the community purchase tickets, and each year there is a fun theme. It is held in our town square with live music, delicious gourmet dinners, and dancing. It is the event of the year.
In conclusion, in spite of all the setbacks and challenges, including this broken foot, we have enjoyed leading the chapter service project for the Emmanuel House. We look forward to continuing to help advocate for them and supporting them with future fundraising endeavors. Because, as Melissa from the Emmanuel House said, it's not the work, it's the purpose. Come on. That's my finger. Oh, come on.
You can do it.
Come on, you can do it. Come on. Move it. You got it up.
The toe is so extended. There you go.
There we go. Come on. Come on, keep walking. Come on.
The donations, when we get them, they help a lot because, like, even though if we do have jobs, even if our rent may be cheaper than what normally would be, it takes off a lot of the burden or the stress that we would have on buying things like the laundry detergent or extra diapers or like the toilet paper and stuff, because we still have fines, we have debts we have to get out of. I had to pay over $1,800 for my license, like, for example, and since being here I was able to get a license and a vehicle, but donations just help because it takes off a lot of the stress for us. Extra things that we would have to get, we graciously appreciate them, and like the kids love them when we get them too, if they get to go through. But.
And like a lot of us when we get here are coming straight out of jail or rehab and have nothing, no clothes at all, and just not used to having things. And within a day, you know, we could fill our closets up and, you know, feel like we have things that comfort us for going so long without.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the ability to save for our future, for our kids, and just feel we actually have a purpose in what we're doing rather than just living in the daily struggle. And we greatly appreciate all the donations.